Hello everybody and welcome out to another Dice Tower daily unboxing video. Today I'm taking a look at Astro. This is a game I've been waiting for a little while. This is from Nick Little and Will Sobel, Indie Boards and Cards. This is a follow-up, a second kind of version, a riff on the And's End system, a cooperative deck building game. And so that's what this is here. This is kind of it's supposed to be a quicker setup version of it, and maybe some differences. It's a dark moment for the universe. Rogue robots, extra-dimensional invaders, and warmongering monstrosities threaten the edge of our galaxy. Yeah, it sounds like Space And's End. Our only hope of survival is a powerful new invention that can transform ordinary people into extraordinary galactic super team. It's time to rise to the challenge and become the Astro Knights, a cooperative deck building game, blah, blah, blah. You never shuffle your deck. Woo! Set your own deck, basically, as you're kind of going through it, the way that you order and play your cards and stuff. Use that energy to add powerful tech and weaponry to your arsenal. You can even power up your star core itself and perform your character's unique special ability. To fight against the tide, against one of 4 world-ending bosses. Once again, yes, sounds like Aeon's End. All right. 6 unlikely heroes have gathered from the corners of the galaxy under one united goal. Beat up them monsters. So what do we got here? I notice there's only one rule book, and that sounds dumb to say under normal circumstances. However, there's tuck boxes. There's like a lot of tuck boxes. However, more so what I mean by that is, and I just whacked the tripod, that the Aeon's End games came with, what do you call them? It came with like learn to play rulebook guides and stuff. So there is only one in here. I wonder if there is a learn to play explanation, because that's one of those things that they did really well. So you got turn order tokens, which is straight up from Aeon's End. Turn order cards. Okay, so you put tokens in front of people and you flip over the cards. You have health dials for your team or for like your main base and the enemy. Different types of cards. You got your own player mats. There's the enemy mats, damage markers, boss difficulty tokens. That's cool. So you can kind of maybe customize a little bit more. Yada, yada, yada. Explanation of the different parts, the different anatomy of your player boards and stuff. I like that. I always like just, hey, a good pictorial. This is what this is. This is what this part is. Thank you. Card anatomy. Space dinosaur. That straight up looks like it's out of Power Rangers, but legally distinct. There's a lot of anatomy of cards going on here. Difficulty tokens. All right, setup. Okay, this is one way to do setup where you just zoom in on different parts. If you don't know the whole that you're looking at, the bigger picture, I find that this can be just like hard to be like, okay, where is this supposed to be taking place? But that's fine. I have an idea of what's going on, but I wonder if I'm biased because, like I said, I feel like I already know a lot of what's going on. Here we go. So after that, after all these like zoomed in, here's like this little step of setup. That's fine and all, but like, hey, now look, this is what the table should look like. I feel like you should have that sooner. You should have that like, and then you should break down. Anyway, but I'm just kind of being nitpicky here. We've made it like halfway through the rule book, and now it's showing us a picture of setup. So there's like a lot of explanation up front. On your turn, this is a deck building game, and so you can play out your hand and then discard stuff and whatnot. So, all right. It's a very comic book, pop art comic book kind of structure to it. In a lot of ways, I like it. Like, I like how, hey, this whole box here is just this one action. This whole box is just one action. It's a little bit distracting looking. Not my favorite aesthetic, but it is at least, it seems to be broken down decently well. So game man, blah, blah. Okay. So no how to play guide up front, which I'm a little bit surprised of, given their success in doing that in times past. But here's the boss setup, and I think the boss setup is one of the most, supposed to be more streamlined. Yeah. So that's what I'm curious about actually do. But now let's take a look at the bosses. Let's take a look at the monsters. You got Furion, my wayward son. This is a little setup. His lore on the back here. Architect, 0815. Oh. Lunaris. He's a moon. And then Continua. He's a worm. You got characters here. This is Punchboard. Come on. Come on. This is Punchboard. And it's funny because it is just as thick as this stuff, right? This is, thin cardboard. But, like, this came unpunched, whereas these ones are already out. And they're clearly, like, punched out by the shape. But I guess that these ones, you also have to punch out the slots for your health and your energy markers and stuff. So what is this? This is definitely health. This is power. And then these are slots. So there you go. That's what your character board is going to look like. And you have the different things that'll go in there. I like that. I like this almost more than double layer board because this doesn't need to be dual layer. There's not anything necessary printed underneath it. But this will hold your markers and stuff in place. Zach. Cool. Her name was Nazma, by the way. Silas. It was good for Paul and it was good for Silas. Totally. Gavril Levine. You got Christina over here. And you got these different punch-outs here for like the different level of the boss tokens, I guess. Nightmare. Expert. Level 2. Nightmare level 2. Level 3. Level 2. Oh my gosh, these things go up to like level 6. So maybe that's how you customize the bad guys more, is just kind of which one of these things you play with rather than having to customize too much of the decks. Which, hey, I would be all for. Like, I'm not kidding when I say that Aeon's End is great, but it takes a lot to like set up and everything. So punch board markers, 5 damage, single damage. Punch outs are all good here, man. You didn't even see one of them fell out just in shipping. So, not bad. You got dials here, already assembled, because I hate assembling them. I really shouldn't. It's irrational, but I hate doing it. The wheels are like pretty good on here too. The bad guy wheel looks like that crystal dude, and the good guy wheel here. You got like basic little wooden cylinders, and those are going to be the health and the energy slots and whatnot. I guess you can put, I guess these are boss. These are like boss deck assembly holder things. Tuck boxes, like the little tuck boxes you can make. Then you've got the cards. I'm confused. What is this? These look like ways to organize your cards. So where do the cards go? Maybe the cards all go in here, and then this is to help sort them, and then you can put the different types of cards in between. So it's cool that they include these little indices, index things in here. Turn order cards, then based on the different villains and stuff. So it looks like that could go there, and then you can put the decks of stuff over yonder. And I mean, if this is nearly as successful, I imagine that they're going to, like Aeon's End, push out tons of supporting like expansions and whatnot. There was already an expansion in the Kickstarter that was includable. So what do we got decks of card-wise here? This is what the cards are going to look like. Like I said, very comic book kind of looking. Astro, here's the back of the cards. Magnetic holster. Deflector field. Oracle hub. Thought that said Oracle hair for just a second. Nexus port. Psionic tether. The art's cool. The art's fine. I don't know. This very modern haircut. I don't know. It's odd to me. Then there's like space Vegeta, not Vegeta, Piccolo over here. Got the Nebula Wave. I like this guy. I don't know why. I don't know what he makes you think of. Something out of like Treasure Planet or something maybe. There you go. Speaking of Goku and Vegeta. So, I mean, these are all deck building game, right? You add these cards into your deck and you get all this stuff from it. So these all look like hero cards. Scatterbeam looks sick. All right. Vibra-Axe. Got it, Vibra-Axe. I was like, okay. What's a Vibra-Axe? Arc Flare. Sweet. Velocity Revolver. Yes, you always have spinning minigun turrets on like your own little pistol there. Oh, sniper. Oh, that's so cool. So it looks like some of these maybe are like more specific individual cards, and these are going to be your like very generic cards here, like your power cores and whatnot. But let's take a looky and see. Okay, well, what are these things? And I want to try and see if I can't find like the bad guy decks. Like, where's the bad guy decks? So the different locations, home worlds. Okay, so you can play with different home worlds, and that's going to affect some stuff as well, I guess, like how much health that they start with, and maybe some other special abilities that you can choose to utilize. Active player may discard a player. Players collectively power up 5 times. Okay, so it looks like maybe there's something you can charge up or something. That's cool. I like that. And then the player references. Here's what to do on your player turn. Here's the actions you can do, and then here's what you can do on a boss turn, for example. So, neat. Neat. I want to slice this open. I want to see if I can't find some of the enemy cards to see what that's supposed to look like, or if... Yes. This is definitely the deck that has them. I can tell even just from the back here. It says Continua. Continua, insert quarters. So what do we got? We got decks of cards for all the bad guys. Furion artillery deck. Sick. Turn order cards. That's a lot of turn order. And then some more like main deck cards. So yeah, just a few more main deck cards over here. Basic blaster kind of weapon things. Then turn order cards. Lots of variation depending on the player count that you're playing with and the boss's turn. I think that's subtle enough. I can't tell whose turn it is. I'm just being silly. So Furion, you can play when you play with him. He's got artillery. He's got little side boys that are going to come out and everything. Cool. And then it looks like if you play with... Let's go with Furion. Let's keep looking at him. So this is going to be like his negative event deck, stuff that's going to attack you back after you take a turn and whatnot. I thought that was a big old wrench. Allen wrench of doom! All right. So, I mean, there's just not a ton of these bad guy cards, which is easier than Aeon's In, where you're supposed to set up like bad guy cards, generic ones, and then specific ones per villain, and then, you know, all of these. Hey, there's another turn order card. Oh, specifically for Continua, temporal turn. So it looks like there's like less setup of like the... looks like there's less setup of like, oh, here's all the generic bad guy cards. You have to mix them in from level 1 through 3. And then you have to put in like their own specific bad guy cards from level 1 to 3. So, all right, well, that's interesting there. So, I mean, you can just take a quickie look here as I throw cards everywhere. See what the different villains do. This is the android guy. And then, what do you got here? This one is the... I'm still on... We went from the android guard to the moon. Yeah, the moon is attacking the Earth. That would be terrible. Oh, maybe he's like a transformer. Maybe that moon thing turns into... Angemon. Interesting. And then, who else we got here? Then we got like the time shifter guy. See, some of this art is cool, and some of it, it's only okay. But there you go. That's just a quick, neat little look here inside of the box of Astro Knights. Thank you so much for coming by. Another Dice Tower daily unboxing video. Have yourselves, well, let me get the Astro Knights logo in there. Have yourselves a fantastic day.